Do you want to do a cold open or do you want to do a regular open?
Well, I'm fine either way.
Right? I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, we succeed at both.
Yeah. I feel like we're pretty good at both.
Yeah. We'll just stick with the cold open since I'm already talking during the recording.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yeah. Now, as we discussed before we got onto the show, I really don't have much to talk about. And it's weird because we haven't really recorded like a normal show in like a month.
Yeah. Well, it's been I don't want to say it's been a ho-hum month since we did C2E2 like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
As we record, but I just feel like not a lot has happened in August so far.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. Like, because I definitely want to talk about C2E2. Mostly my issues with C2E2. A lot of cool things. We did do a lot of cool things out of C2E2, so we'll definitely talk about the positives. But boy, do the negatives outweigh the positives. Holy hell. I didn't realize, but a couple episodes ago, I titled a show called The Black and White Burps.
The Black and White Burps.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is that show about? I was like, oh, that's right, because we did the Soto Challenge. I also accused the Gray Area of stealing our ideas.
Oh, all right. I was trying to figure out where the black and white came from, but I knew I figured the burps had to do with the Soto Challenge.
It definitely did. You know what I want to do? I want to bring a guest on. I'll do that. I want to bring an impromptu guest on.
Right now? Sure.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Cool, let's do that. Give me a second.
Who you got? What's
Oh, we'll find out.
Okay.
See here. Tell me if you can hear this.
Yeah, so far.
Excellent. Let's see if they answer. God. I'm not gonna lie, like my self-esteem will diminish if they FU button me.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message system.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't want don't give the yeah, see, I don't want to get the number out there.
Please record your message.
But excellent. No,
I didn't even notice. Yeah.
You may hang up
thank you.
or press 1 for more questions.
Hey, Doug. This is Travis C here. I was trying to call you to get you onto the podcast as we record because it'd kind of been nice to hear the voice of the man who gives me a shit ton of money to do very little. And give you an opportunity to kind of talk on the air real quick. But since you didn't answer and you decided to shove me through the voicemail instead, well, now you hurt my feelings. So I just want you to know that. And I'm going to hang up on you now because I got nothing else. No, you know, fuck it. I'm going to leave a long-ass voicemail. It doesn't really matter at this point. I'm going to leave it on at least until I get through the plug. You know what, Joe?
What's that?
As I sit here, I wonder to myself, like, you know what? I don't have a lot of reading material here in my house. I got a few books, obviously, but those books don't got pictures in them. And I think to myself, like, why the fuck do I own a book that don't have pictures in it? I know who I am. I need pictures. I need the animation there with the words. So I was thinking to myself, like, you know, I should get more comics. I'm not quite sure where I should get comics, and then it fucking hit me. CarterComics.com.
Ooh. Sounds like a good answer.
Right? I mean, comics is right there in the title. It's a no-brainer that they got to be the best place to go to get all my comic needs.
I would think. Do they have like a website you could go to?
Well, Joe.
If you are satisfied with your message, press 1 to listen to your message. Press 2 to erase and re-record. Press 3 to continue recording where you left off. Press 4.
Press 4.
At
so
the
there's a
tone,
limit.
please continue recording.
Yeah, but I can continue.
At the end of your message, press 1.
As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by Doug's voicemail. Yeah, you know what? CarterComics.com is actually the name of Carter Comics.
No,
it's an amazing concept. People are like, oh, geez, what is Carter Comics' website? What's CarterComics.com?
Huh,
and of course, and you've been to my house. You know, I don't decorate. I don't got a lot of things hanging up on walls. Right. I don't. And I always wanted to change that. I mean, I got this office. I need to, go ahead and put more things up onto the walls. Like, more like, hobby-esque kind of things. Obviously, I had the old office where I had a bunch of pinups of Oh My Sophie and Super Casey and Siren Ray and Kitsukami, and now that I switched over to the office, I took them all down, but now I got bare walls. And I was like, well, I gotta put something up there. And it dawned on me that not only could I buy comics to read from CarterComics.com, but I could also buy graded comics that I could display on CarterComics.com. And not those pansy ass fucking 2.4s. I'm talking about like 9.8s, Joe. Like they got 9.8s.
That's incredible. I think it's just about the highest rating you can get.
Right? It's got to be one of the most common of the highest ratings. Like I have yet to see a 10.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
Right? And I think I'm going to hang up on Doug. Doug, this is all. Don't forget to send me my check. Okay. So, it's one of the things where when I realize, I don't know. I mean, I don't know in your career of being, being employed. Your life of being employed at different places. I don't know. Did they ever do like performance reviews and evaluations and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I worked for a company at one point where they did annual reviews, and I got to a point where I was the guy giving out the annual reviews, and it was all based on 1 through 5. Everything was 1 through 5 with an overall average rating. But I was told, listen, no one gets a 5. Nobody gets a 5. 5 is perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm like, that's the attitude you want.
Right.
Whatever. So no one ever gets 5s. 4.8s, 4.9s, 4.7s. Hey, that's good. It's close enough.
Sure.
But there's always room for improvement, apparently. And that's what I feel like when it comes to graded comics. Like, no comic is 100% perfect.
Right.
So a 9.8 is probably the closest you're going to fucking get, minus a 9.9, which, again, I don't see many of those.
I've never seen a 9.9.
No.
Never even heard of it.
But CarterComics.com has an abundance of 9.8s, and they're all available right there on the website at CarterComics.com. And not even just the website itself. Because, there's a lot of people like, well, geez, Travis, do you mean, like, why would I want to just go ahead and buy one outright when I can, battle for one through eBay? Well, CarterComics.com has 4 different eBay accounts that you could go to and bid on comics. Or, even better yet, you can buy them outright there if you want. Instead of you going to the website, you can just buy them outright on eBay if you're an eBay guy or girl. Or you can offer them, hey, listen, I want to buy this comic, but this one I want to offer you. And you know what? As long as you're not a low baller piece of shit, they'll probably make a deal with you. Because they're in the business to sell comics. I think I said this on my last podcast. If they sell comics, then they're happy. Because that's what the whole idea of Carter Comics is to sell comics. So they want to sell you guys these comics. And I know you're thinking like, oh geez, but I mean like, what about cost and everything? I mean, 9.8's gotta be pretty expensive. And you know what? For a quality book, you're gonna have to spend some money. But Carter Comics is helping you out with an amazing discount code. And we're gonna talk about that too. Promo codes and discount codes. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, we gotta remember that.
You gotta remember that. An amazing discount code of Freaknet. Freaknet is the discount code. Freaknet. This discount code will give you 10% off your entire order of CarterComics.com. Now, I don't want to speak out of turn, but if I get this right, if I get it wrong, Dougie will correct me and I'll fix it on the next episode. But obviously on their website, you go to CarterComics.com, you fill up your cart with all their amazing comics. You use the promo code Freaknet. It's right there in the promo code box. Boom, 10% savings, no problem. But people are wondering, like, well, what if you use it on, eBay? eBay doesn't really have promo codes and stuff like that for like a designated person. So how do I get my discount on eBay? I think if you buy the comic books outright on eBay, so like the buy now ones, the negotiation ones, or not. I don't really know how it works for the bidding, because the bidding is a little bit different because you're bidding on what you want to pay for. But I think the buy it nows, I think if you comment in the shipping section of Freaknet, I think they could prorate and drop the price down 10% on their end. So
wow.
I'm believing that's how. Now Dougie could correct me, and if he doesn't listen to the show, well then fuck him, because I'm telling people they could do it, and if it starts popping up, there we go. But you're gonna get 10% off your order. And if you guys buy $1,000 worth of CarterComics.com, boom, $900 right there. You save yourself $100 to buy an additional 9.8 comic book. We don't have a comic pick of the week going on right now. Dr. Doug is going through, some old people shit. I don't know. He's been buying a lot of prune juice. Yeah, so do with that what you will.
Literal old people shit.
Literally old people shit. And really, it depends on what's going on is how he's feeling.
Sorry. Was that another intentional pun?
It was. It was 100% a pun. 100% a pun. Yeah. Yeah. So we don't have a pick of the week, but we're going to, and I think what I want to try to do on our end, and obviously, Joey, I would need your help with this because we're a team. When we start doing more comic picks of the weeks, I think we're going to share them on our Facebook page weekly as well.
Oh, dope.
So people have a direct link to it. So we'll work on doing that together as a team here. Because believe it or not, if you guys don't know, Freakin Studios is actually growing pretty well. We actually added a new co-host to JFW over the last couple of weeks. Turtle, for those of you in the local area who watch pro wrestling, Turtle, the referee, he is now part of Just Freakin Wrestling. Dizzle J's no longer here. He packed up his bags and went home. So that's a thing.
Bummer.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, his loss. Because once we start making buku fucking dollars and we're starting like, hey, you know what? Now Freakin Studio is our job. He won't be there.
Right.
Yeah, he got off the ride. He should have taken the fucking train to the end of the line, but no, he got off. That was on him. So now he's not going to be here for the crazy ride run because we're going to grow. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited for that. I mean, we just got, we mentioned it. Actually, you did, Cartoon Joe, self-hosting a show, our last episode. Explained to everyone how we went out and did the Indiana, vlogs and stuff. Mm-hmm. So those are coming to Freakin Studios soon. So I'm excited for those to be coming out. That's how I feel we're going to grow into a bigger and more, well-known, network and, podcasting group. I have a strong faith in it because we're good people and we deserve good things.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also done with my Carter comic plug. I think I got everything out. So
gotcha.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not gonna segue back. I don't need to because I got everything out that I think I needed.
Yeah, I think it was all there.
Yeah. Not, I think everything flowed pretty well. It flowed well. Everything came out as it should. Unlike Dr. Doug's bowels, but at least something Carter related is going well.
Yeah.
I know he's gonna read this and everything. Or he's gonna listen to this show and get all red and flushed, unlike his poops.
God, I hope his poops aren't red, but I do hope they're flushed.
Yeah, it'd be better if they're flushed. Yeah. No, if he starts pooing red, he should definitely,
gastroenterologist. Just
figure something out because if you're getting towards the end of the line, you should probably write me a couple more checks, in advance.
Add me to the insurance policy. Oh, oof.
Yeah.
Gosh, speaking of insurance policies, it's a really bad segue.
No, you got to own it. Own the segue, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get there. Speaking of insurance policies, you can learn about them, probably, by checking out Audible's massive catalog of audiobooks, which may or may not include books on insurance policies. And you can do that over at audibletrial.com/freaknet. A great way to support the show. Great way to get a free 30-day trial of Audible. You can listen to millions of titles, and with your trial sign-up, you get a free credit towards your first audiobook purchase, which means that if that book exists, you can learn about insurance policies for free. All you got to do is go to audibletrial.com/freaknet and sign up today.
I'm not gonna lie, Joe. I thought you were gonna go like the car insurance route. Like if you want to prevent your insurance from going up because because of an accident from reading a book, Audible can now. See?
That would have made sense.
See?
I was
I
busy
like
thinking about life insurance.
Well, fun fact, Joe. I just went on to audible.com and I Googled life insurance. And let me tell you, Money, Wealth, and Life Insurance, a book by Jake Thompson, is currently available on Audible.
Oh, nice.
Live Your Life Insurance by Kim D.H. Butler is available on Audible. How to Sell Life Insurance, the life insurance selling techniques, tips, and strategies by Michael Bonilla is also available. Questions and answers on life insurance sales success formula, busting the life insurance lies, how to sell index universal life insurance. There's many. The Uncaptive Agent. So many life insurance books. So Joe is correct.
Well, with millions of titles, I felt like I was bound to be.
Yeah.
So, nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's fun to find out.
Right? The more you know. Because knowledge is power. G.I. Joe. Okay. So we're definitely going to talk about C2E2. We're going to talk about the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the positives and negatives, the plus and minuses, the pros and cons, the heaven and hells, if you will.
Yeah. I would.
But before we do any of that, we got to do something we haven't done in quite some time. And we need to discuss bringing some things freaking back.
Yeah.
Because it's been far too long since we gave people the idea of bringing things back. And I'm willing to go first because I can.
Yeah, that's fair.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
Now this one's a pretty recent one within the last year or so. And it's one of those things where it's more of a nostalgic taste because of Lil Debbie cakes. Okay, there's gonna be a Lil Debbie one.
All right.
But Lil Debbie, you know the Swiss rolls, the Lil Debbie Swiss rolls.
Oh yeah,
which are delicious. But they used to have a Boston cream roll.
Did they really?
They used to, yeah. And I'm a huge fan of Boston cream. If I ever go to Dunkin' and I get a donut, 7 times out of 10, it's a Boston cream. The other 3 times could be a jelly donut. You know what? The frosted chocolate ones are also delicious. But the Boston cream are usually my go-to ultimate favorite because I love Boston cream. Boston cream pie is not on my top 5 list of pies, but anything Boston cream related is right there. There's actually I think it's Lil Debbie oatmeal pies.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Boston cream version of it.
Really?
Which is also delicious. But the Boston cream rolls were the absolute best for me. I take Lil Debbie's over Hostess any fucking day.
Oh, same.
I think they're phenomenal, and they have so many different varieties that are out there. I mean, not only current, but a lot of discontinued ones, which, we may mow through those one day. They may pop up because we still got quite a few more episodes to go through of bringing Freakin back that they may, make an appearance. But the Lil Debbie's Boston cream rolls were phenomenal. I thought they were really delicious, but apparently not a lot of people felt the way because they got discontinued for a reason. And fucking zebra cakes are still a goddamn thing, and all it is a fucking cake.
Not a fan of zebra cakes myself.
No, but here's the thing though, Joe. Again, I think it's a nostalgia thing. I don't give a fuck about zebra cakes, but I will destroy a box of those Christmas tree cakes.
Oh, yeah, same.
Even though they're the same damn thing.
Yeah, but, it's Christmas.
Nostalgia. Right? Right? I mean, the candy and pastry industry, they got it right when they did, their... I mean, how many years have you gone by without eating a pumpkin-shaped Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup?
Never. I don't think I've ever gone a year
without it. Right? And then all of a sudden Christmas rolls around and boom, now they look like Christmas trees.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what they need to do though? I think Reese's need to dive into more holiday themed shaped Reese's, like a turkey for Thanksgiving. They could do a waving flag for 4th of July, a pot of gold for St. Patrick's Day. Do they do Easter? Is it just an egg, right? It's just the Reese's egg?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Reese's egg.
Why not a bunny?
I don't know.
Right?
Maybe the egg's just cheaper, easier to make.
I can believe that. But they have an opportunity here to really fucking grow and do like a lot more different things. But yes, overall, Little Debbie's, the Boston cream rolls, phenomenal. They were delicious. I'm sad to see them go, but I do still have the Dunkin' Boston cream donut. So it's not a total loss, but I would love just to have those back, because maybe one day I'd like to, go to a store, go to the Little Debbie section and be like, oh my God, they're back, and just be happy again.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Joe? What do you think it's time to bring your Freakin back?
Yeah, so my thing, I admit, may not be totally gone yet. There was a lot of outcry when it was discontinued about a week and a half ago, and that is my favorite frozen treat, the Choco Taco.
That's right, Taco Bell took them away again.
Yeah, I don't think it was Taco Bell. Whoever makes Klondike bars. It's the same company that makes Klondike bars, but
Well, I know certain Taco Bells were selling them. I thought
really?
I thought Taco Bell was getting rid of them, but maybe it's the distributor of the Choco Taco. Maybe that's why Taco Bell's no longer doing it. It's not on Taco Bell, but it's on a distributor. That makes more sense. Okay, now I'm on board because I know. Because there wasn't a Taco Bell near me. I don't think there was any Taco Bells in Illinois doing it, but I know there were Taco Bells offering up Choco Tacos as like a treat and stuff at their stores. I think it was more. I think it was
Taco Bell.
I think it was more in the
South. I've only ever bought it at a camp store or a gas station myself. Which, like, to me, that's why they're not selling. You're selling them at places where people don't really buy chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Who's really gonna choose a Choco Taco when there's all these other things there that are available? You're at a gas station. You have a choice between Ben and Jerry's or a Choco Taco. You're gonna get Ben and Jerry's.
Always.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But I've always been a fan of the Choco Taco. I love how it's got just such an interesting texture. It's got all the flavors I like. I mean, it's really just it's a drumstick, but it's in a taco shape, right?
Yeah. But that's what makes it better.
Yes, agreed. And I've always loved the Choco Taco. It has been my go-to ice cream snack if it's available. But it hasn't been available whenever I've looked for it lately. I've had to get either like the Snickers ice cream bar or a Klondike bar or something like that. I have not been able to get a Choco Taco in a really long time. And then these guys are like, oh, you can't buy them, but we're going to discontinue them because nobody's buying them, even though we're not really selling them anymore. I don't know. Bothers me. Bring it back. I'm on board with the bring it back movement. So,
right.
It's not quite dead yet, but
it's gonna be one of those bullshit things like how Taco Bell did with the fucking pizza. Just take it away so people are in an uproar about it, then bring it back for a little bit and take it fucking away again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, but you can't take something away when you have every fucking ingredient to make a fucking Taco Bell pizza. Like, it's all right there.
Right? Yeah, man. When they're like, "Oh, we're out of the ingredients." I'm like, "No, you're not. You're out of the boxes." And I don't need it in a box. Throw it in a bag. I don't care.
Yeah.
You think I'm here because I have self-respect?
All I'm asking for you to do is to take a beef and bean burrito, open it up, and just squeeze the fucking toppings onto a tostada.
That's right.
Hand it out the window. Just hand it out the fucking window.
Yeah, I don't even actually need a bag. I'm in a...
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'll eat it right now anyway.
Hand it out the fucking window.
If I get it down before I get home, it doesn't count. So,
Anything you eat in the car doesn't fucking count. If it doesn't, if it's not logged into the FitPal app, it's never really actually eaten.
Right.
Right. I've been starving myself for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I like to say to my doctor.
Shit. But Joe, how did you feel? I want to start with you. How did you feel about C2E2?
Yeah. So,
was this your first C2E2?
It was my first C2E2.
Okay.
I have some things I liked about it. I have some things I disliked about it.
Yeah.
Thing I liked about it I love that you can just buy a beer inside there and walk around and drink it. I thought that was clutch. One of my favorite things at Gen Con, just in terms of the way that we do it, is going and getting a beer. And in Indianapolis, as long as it's in the same container you bought it in, you can walk around and drink a beer downtown, but you can't bring it into the con. And so being able to walk around the con and drink it was great. Paying $13 for it was not great. Didn't like that. But, what are you going to do? You can't buy it anywhere else. Walk around the con with it. So, and then that was one of the big pros for me. The rest of it was like, it's a con. It's fine. I liked it. I like cons. I like the cosplays. It was fun. My big cons though is that, I'm not a collector of things. And I think that you've got to be there to collect stuff to really get what you want to get out of C2E2. Yeah. And so I just, I had a good time. I enjoyed walking around with you. The churros were good. The licorice was good. The beers were fine. But honestly, there was nothing I wanted while I was there, which is like, it's not top of the list for things that, if it was something to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like there was just not a lot to do unless you were there to buy something. And I wasn't there to buy anything. So I felt like there was nothing to do.
Yeah, no, and I'm in the same boat as you. And this is my third time going to C2E2, and like every time I went, I'm sorry, am I boring you?
Oh, no, I'm just tired.
How dare you?
I didn't know you could hear me yawn.
What the fuck? It's like you mouth hugged the fucking mic while you did it.
Well, I'm wearing headphones and the mics are in my ears, so I thought they were far enough away.
No, like you yawned through your ear canal. No. My thing is, okay, so, I guess I'll begin from the start. My first drive out there on Friday was a fucking shitstorm even to begin with because of the closing of the one fucking garage. So that made it more fun because it took me 20 minutes just to park the goddamn fucking car. I hate driving in Chicago to begin with, and this was one of the biggest reasons why, because of this fucking shitstorm. Luckily, because I figured it out the first day, the next 2 days weren't that bad. Obviously finding parking on the second day was really fucking rough. Third day, no different than the second day. It was just because people were going more on the weekends than they were on Friday. So, I'm happy that we did it because we were doing it we're doing it for us, but we're also doing it for CarterComics.com.
Right.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Oh, what happened?
My what the fuck is that thing called that you hang clothes on?
Hanger?
Yeah, but what do you hang the hanger on?
I don't know the word for it.
Yeah.
Rack? Bar?
It's I know it's like a rod.
Oh yeah. Curtain closet rod.
Yeah.
Rod?
Yeah. Either way, that thing just fucking fell.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. Well, at least it wasn't a big bang. You probably wouldn't have even heard on the microphone if I didn't turn around and be like, well, that sucks. Anywho, I guess I'll fucking fix that one day. Life.
Home ownership.
I know, right? Well, I guess, not the jinx, but I guess I'd rather have that fucking fall apart than my furnace. So.
Yeah, amen to that.
So, I'm happy we went because we did it for CarterComics.com as well as for Freakin Studios, this freaking show, Just Freakin Wrestling, all that stuff. It was awesome to get out there, hand out cards and everything, and God, we almost made it through that entire fucking box. Like, almost got them all out. It was kind of cool to talk with some people and interact with a lot of people and shit like that. But the one thing I'm trying to remember different from this time as compared to the last couple of times was it seemed like there was a lot less interactive stuff at C2E2 this time around. And I don't know if that's a pandemic thing with how everything has been changing over the last couple of years that they're kind of keeping like repetitiveness of it. They don't want, like, the same, like, amount of people doing the same thing or whatever the fuck it is. Which, they did still do panels, which was awesome. I do remember more panels happening, in the years prior, and I wish they kind of did that. They did do a wrestling panel on Sunday, which was a lot of fun, and, to sit and talk with people about wrestling and shit like that. So that was really cool to do, but realistically, like, the concept of panels seem to have really gone, like, at the wayside for C2E2. And now, Indie PopCon, I know they had, like, dozens of them daily, which was a lot of fun. And that's what I remember C2E2 doing. I think I can't remember the words you used to describe what C2E2 was like, but, like, the way I said it was just like an oversized fucking, like, farmer's market or flea market of people just selling their shit.
Yeah, a trade show.
Trade show, thank you. And, and as I don't mean shit as, like, garbage. I just, it was just their stuff. We found ourselves walking up and down Artist Alley multiple times. We saw, was it Asian PopCon or what the fuck that area was called?
Yes.
Pop Asia. I can't remember. It was something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing it there Friday. And I think we figured out it wasn't there Friday. It was there on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked around that. I mean, it was cool, like, seeing a lot of the artwork and the stuff that people put in. I bought that game that I'm really excited for us to play and try.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? I don't remember what the hell it was called. Like ham and pigs, something with ham. But if you're a huge comic collector or a Funkos collector, stuff like that, C2E2 is definitely, like Joe said, like, if you're going there to buy some shit, it's the best place for you to go. For us being the type of guys who, are on a budget in life, to sit there and drop thousands of dollars on Funkos and comics and stuff like that, it's just not feasible. I think I told you, like, maybe twice or 3 times out there, like, this is where I would drop a shit ton of stupid money because we'd be decorating Freaknet Studios with this shit.
Right.
Like, pictures and stuff we hang up on walls and stuff, things like that. Like that, like, if I had the ridiculous amount of money to do something like that, yeah, C2E2 would be a great place to do it, because not only will I be buying people's stuff, but it gives us a way to interview them and talk with them and stuff like that. That's one thing I wish we did. I wish we took more time, selling the idea of interviewing people. But the biggest focus there was CarterComics.com. That was our priority for the weekend. Yep. And I think we did really good with that. We explained to everyone what Carter Comics was. We explained to them the promo code and all that stuff. So it was fun first off, it was fun to spend a day with you. It was cool that we got to hang out, even though we just spent a couple of days, like a couple weeks earlier, like, cruising through the entire state of Indiana. Yeah, it's still fun. Together. Yeah, it's still fun to get out and do some shit. We probably could have taken some more photos, but that's why we need an intern to do the shit that we should be doing that we just don't want to do ourselves.
Right.
Like, to drive us and
park the car.
Yeah, exactly. But C2E2 is pretty cool, except I just wish that parking wasn't such a fuck, and they just did more panels. Even cosplay seemed a little bit like, like, there was a lot of them, but it didn't seem as artsy.
Elaborate. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
with the exception, I mean, there were a couple, but yeah, for the most part, I agree. A lot of people, it felt like it phoned it in even more than I did with my Constantine / Castiel cosplay.
But you tried. That's the thing. That's what's cool about it. But it's just like, I mean, like, I remember going and, like, everyone, like, has, like, these very, it's like the word you use, extravagant, these wonderful fucking costumes. And nowadays, it's just like, and I think we had this conversation with Super Casey the first time she was on the show. Like, it seems like a lot of people, like, their form of cosplaying is just wearing as short of shorts as possible, and their fucking shit just hanging out the front the best they can without being too graphic.
Illegal.
Yeah.
I mean, there literally was a woman there who had a boob out with, like, a flower pasty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, which I'm not, I'm not like opposed to or anything, but it's just, there are, I don't know. I feel weird about it because it's like, it's just a boob. But on the other hand, I do know that some people are offended by that.
Yeah.
I'm not really one of them. It's more of a like, it's like a consent thing, right? Like I didn't come here to see boobs, you know. Like not that I'm opposed to seeing them, but it's just like I feel like I didn't sign up for it, and so it's just like I don't know.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing too. Like there's always a line.
Yeah.
That you really got to find yourself on what side you want to be on it. Now, hey, good for the girl. If she wants to have the confidence to do something like that, if she wants to put enough trust in the adhesive that she used to keep her nipple from making an appearance at C2E2, good for you. But the thing that she should probably remember, and I didn't get to see the girl. I wish I did, because I'm lonely and I'm into that kind of thing.
Unless she was walking around with a Spider-Gwen all day. So,
God, Spider-Gwens. Oh, Spider-Gwens. But the thing is, C2E2 is a family thing. So when you
create I kept coming up to the lineup, but then I'm like, right.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, like, it's like what kind of person, like, do you want to be in this moment? Do you want to be the person like, hey, listen, follow your star, wear your tit out fucking cosplay, or hey, listen, you're kind of in a family environment, maybe cover up a little bit more. Because I mean, you're not. What's the what the fuck is that word? The morale police.
Yeah, right.
Right? It's like, I mean, obviously it's not our place to dictate what she does or who she cares about, affecting what she does. But there's got to be some kind of like, hey, listen, like, hey, it's awesome that you're doing it, but we're in a day and age now where a lot of things aren't as like tolerable anymore. Like, there's always so much that you have to be like, okay, maybe not have your tit out.
Yeah. Or at least, I don't know, it's like a weird, like, I don't know why it matters to me that it would be, like, what time to have it out at, but, like, maybe not before 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. Right. I don't, or maybe only before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I really don't know what my line is, but.
C2E2 has the after dark parties and shit like that.
Right.
Fucking go tits out there. Live your best life. Just be wary of fucking kids walking around and shit and, because I mean, like I don't know what adhesive she fucking used, but she put a lot of fucking faith into it.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, like, cause it was fucking hot in there.
It was so hot in there.
It was so fucking warm. And I'm sure, even with her fucking boob, out in the fucking open, there's gotta be some fucking warmth to it to where maybe that adhesive ain't gonna last forever.
Right.
I don't know if there's a backup underneath it, but.
Yeah, you don't know. And you shouldn't rotate your life around the whims of strangers, but also at the same time, like, I just don't trust people to keep their hands to themselves, and I don't know. I've reached that age where I'm just like, I don't really have a problem with what you're doing, and I hope you're having a great time, but also I'm thinking about the creepy shit that creepy people might do, and I just want you to protect yourself,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. And listen, like, like, I mean, I'm a 33-year-old guy, and I'm not gonna lie, I like boobs.
Yeah,
I'm a huge supporter of boobs.
Yeah,
huge fan of cleavage. I think if it's tasteful, I think it's perfect. But even I have, kind of like, your whole fucking boob is out.
Right.
Like if there's a point where you do a cartwheel and your boob can fucking blacken your eye, it's probably not, it's probably out too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's coming from me. And I'm a fucking weirdo.
Right.
But I also like boobs.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like we've talked about it too much already, but.
Are you uncomfortable with us talking about boobs?
No, I'm more uncomfortable, like, realizing that I wasn't super comfortable with her having her boob out. And I don't know why. I don't know what made me uncomfortable about it. Well,
there's so many different things, Joe. Would you like me to list them?
No, that's okay. I feel like we already talked about them.
Well, now I'm kind of sunken into the boob conversation.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I can tell you why I'm uncomfortable about it. Would that help you out?
Sure.
Okay. So, now again, I didn't see the girl. So I can't make any sort of reference of how out it was, how much the pasty covered up her boob, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the perfect example is what you said earlier. It's hard to trust other fucking people.
Yeah.
I'm more uncomfortable with some dude accidentally fucking rubbing up against her.
Right.
Because there's a lot of creepy fucking dudes on this world who I would not be fucking surprised if they fucking accidentally copped a feel. Accidentally, in fucking air quotes, copped a fucking feel. I think it's more of more of a safety for her than like a general, it's more of a safety for her than a general respect for people's kids. Which granted, yes, people's kids are probably, if it's covered up enough, you saw Joe, you probably, I mean,
it was probably fine. I mean,
yeah,
there was nothing you haven't seen on TV, frankly.
Yeah. Well, I watch a lot of Bliss on Sunday nights on the Oxygen channel, so I've seen some shit. But it's just it's more of a nervousness for their own safety against other people than it is just her general just being there out in the fucking open. Like I have no problem with people expressing themselves and whatever.
Yeah.
Like
I don't like telling people what they can and can't wear. I don't like doing that,
Yeah.
But and so wear it if you want to wear it. It's fine. Yeah. And I also don't want to be like, oh, it's your fault that there's consequences, because I don't feel that way either. Because the person who accidentally quote unquote cops a feel is a douchebag who needs to think about it before they do that. Yeah. But I also feel like, they wouldn't put up a sign that says cosplay is not consent if they weren't worried that people were going to just take that as consent.
Well, and that's the thing that worries me the most is that it's almost like a don't stick your fucking hand in a moving fucking lawnmower.
Right.
Be careful, coffee's hot. There are warnings and shit put up because things have happened.
Right.
So I don't think it's a precaution thing. I think it's a caution thing for listen, hey, look, we had to deal with this shit before. Because I've seen enough fucking videos and heard enough fucking stories of fucking guys with their fucking their camera phones and shit taking inappropriate pictures of people at the wrong times and shit, and it's no fucking different. And like, let's say hypothetically some girl walked into C2E2 completely topless except for fucking paint over her fucking boobs.
Right.
That's all she came in as. I don't know if C2 would allow it. Let's just say it fucking happened. The only thing that would make me uncomfortable about that is knowing that there are fucking dudes who are taking pictures from afar because they're fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
And I don't think that some people would just stop at that. Somebody would be like, hey, can I get a picture with you? Throw your arm over and grab a fucking tit. Because there are fucking creepy dudes out there like that.
That's what it is, I think. I think it reminds me of a time I was in a Gen Con.
Yeah.
And we went to, there was like a special event at a local bar that was being put on by a cosplay group where like their whole thing is like not safe for work cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
They do like tasteful nudes and things as part of their deal. And they was at this bar and there's like stripper poles and there's this and there's that. And like, that was all fine. Like that, whatever, more power to you if that's what you're comfortable doing. But what killed me was the number of dudes who were just standing around groping themselves through their pants. And I'm just like, you're in public, man. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, there was I give you a perfect example of a personal experience of mine.
Yeah.
That you've seen pictures of me with other people, like not people I know, but like when you took the picture of me out at C2E2, like I was with those group of wrestlers, but I stood off on the side and kind of like gave like a thumbs up or some shit, and that's my thing. I don't throw arms over people and shit like that. It's just not my thing. And it's not a pandemic thing. It's kind of always been like that.
Yeah.
There was one day, and as I tell this story, let me begin by saying nothing bad fucking happened. but I did feel uncomfortable after a while. Okay. So me, Derek, and Colin went up to Milwaukee went up to Milwaukee for like a guys' weekend a few years back. We were going to like Oktoberfest and Brewfest and shit and all like that. And there was there's this restaurant up there called like the Safe House or some shit. It's like all these like spy gadgety like walk through wall kind of finding clues restaurant. Really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they have all these like signature drinks and like I think there's like about maybe 5 to 7 signature drinks and they all came with their own different fucking glasses. And I was like, well, fuck that. I gotta get every single fucking drink because I want to get every single fucking glass. And I succeeded except for the fishbowl drink that I couldn't get because they didn't have the fucking fishbowl, which was probably the best because that was the biggest one and I didn't need any more fucking booze. But we had this cute waitress and everything, and I was taking pictures of the fucking restaurant and everything. I told Colin Derek, like, let me get a picture with the fucking I want to get a picture with the waitress. You know, and I asked her, like, can I get a picture with you? Blah, blah. And she said, yeah, that's fine. So when we stood there, I kind of just stood there, but then she put her arm around my waist. And I was like, okay, fuck it. So I threw my arm over her shoulder and kind of pulled her in. Like, not like like embracing her, but just like arm over, like, you know, arm around the back, shoulder blade, shoulder, just like side by side. So I think the photos on my Facebook, you can see it. It's in the Milwaukee album and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't think much of it because, you know, I was kind of buzzed. I'm like, okay, well, it's a cool fucking picture. It's a lot of fun, blah, blah. But as I'm looking at it more and more, like, you know, like now, and this was like 5-6 years ago, whatever it was. As I'm looking at it now, it's just like, it's like me and this complete fucking stranger are way too fucking close.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're just too scrunched fucking together. And I remember, I mean, like, she put her arm around my waist before I even fucking touched her. I was fine just fucking just standing there doing the thumb thing, as I did with the statue of the Fonz a couple pictures earlier. But it just like, I just felt creeped out by me putting my arm around her the way I did, even though she initiated the arm wraparound fucking photo.
Yeah.
So if me being a guy who accepted what was going on is creeped out by shit that I don't know where I was going with it, but you get my point. Like, am I making any sense?
Yeah.
On, like, why I'm weirded out by it?
Okay. You're in a situation with this person where, you know, ostensibly the pictures is consensual and what you're doing, everything is fine. But in a situation like C2E2 where it's in some ways it's less intimate and more intimate because you have all these extra people around, but also they kind of isolate you by having so many people around. You know, people are going to try and get away with what they can get away with sometimes, and it's not cool. And, you know, I think I get what you're saying. It's along those lines. Yeah. So, by the way, I'm looking at the picture. It seems fine.
Right.
I hear what you're saying, but it seems fine.
Right. So, but that's the thing. Like, when I look at it, like, I think I looked through my fucking photos not too long ago and everything, and I came past that one. I'm like, I just feel like, I don't know if I just feel gross about the picture because I'm fucking touching a complete stranger, and I just think, like, why the fuck would I even do that? Because I think, and again, this was like 5-6, I don't know how long ago it was. Is there a date on that photo? Is it 20,
no, 20... but the album says from 2015, so
7 years ago. So 7 years ago. Like, I don't know, in the last 7 years, I was at fucking 20, I was 26 then. That, you know, maybe I'm just like, just fucking human contact just fucking bothers me. Like, I like talking to people. I don't see myself ever, like, really throwing my arms around somebody and taking a fucking photo.
Yeah.
You know, and that's with most fucking cosplayers. Like if I ever met fucking Sophie or Casey, Kitsukami, Night Mage, like, if I ever met them to take pictures with them, I don't know if I'd ever fucking, like, you know, go with, like, the arm wrapped around or anything like that. I'd just be, like, literally off the side doing a thumbs up. I mean, that was the whole joke about me putting my finger on fucking the Lincoln statue.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I think the human contact thing with me, with complete strangers, isn't something that I'm comfortable with. And I think the idea of other people doing that fucking bothers me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so when people find themselves in situations where people are getting handsy with them, it's infuriating. It's infuriating just to fucking think about. It's just like, You know, you get these people who want to go out and enjoy themselves and have a good time and dress like their favorite fucking characters and stuff, and all of a sudden you get one creepy fucking dude, you know, who asks to take a fucking picture, and they go fucking cheek to cheek with them, and it's just like, dude, like, back the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, it's, I don't know. It's a weird fucking world we live in, and I don't know if it's all just me, but I don't see the reason for people to really be fucking touching each other anymore.
Yeah.
Like, just, you know, like, I mean, a lot of people, like, a lot of people made a big deal about, this wrestler, Mercedes, or Sasha Banks, however you want to know her, about, there was a lot of memes going out about when she did her photo shoots, there was like maybe like 3 or 4 feet of space in between the people she was taking the pictures with. And everyone kept giving her a big deal, but like, people are paying money to get their pictures taken with you. You should be closer together and shit. But when you look at all the other photos that are taken with WWE female wrestlers and the guys that are getting these fucking photos with them, I mean, they look like arms wrapped around prom pictures, and like they're literally just, they're fucking bear hugging these fucking women and shit. It's creepy.
Yeah.
It's so fucking creepy. And no matter what you fucking do, your eyes just scream, I have a fucking boner.
Right.
No matter what the fuck you do. It's like, if you ever look it up, I think it's called like, let's see if I can fucking look it up real quick. I don't know how this became our conversation, but I'm enjoying it.
Well, C2E2 had a lot of wrestlers.
They did. So many nowadays. It's exciting. That's why I'm really excited to go to the wrestling con in Indianapolis.
There's a wrestling con in Indianapolis? That's exciting.
Yeah, it's called Squared Circle Expo.
Nice.
I'll have to see if I can find the photo, but I'll send it to you so you know what I mean. But it's just like, yeah, it's just like these big burly fucking dudes just wrapping their arms around these fucking little fucking female wrestlers, and you can just tell like they're trying to be nice to them because they're fans, but at the same time they're like, why are you pressed up against me?
Yeah.
Like, take a step fucking back.
Yeah.
But
yeah, maybe that's all it is. Maybe that's what it is. It's exactly what it is. It's just the I don't know. The idea of somebody not leaving them alone.
no.
Just like, leave them alone. It's fine.
Right? You want to get a photo with them? Stand far apart. Or, you know what? Even better. Wait for them to initiate any kind of form of contact you're willing to fucking do. If they throw their arm around your waist, go ahead, throw it over a shoulder blade. But that's it. One fucking arm. You stand there like the fucking farmer and his wife in that old creepy ass photo with the pitchfork.
Mm-hmm.
Fronts facing forward.
Yep.
Don't need to turn in. It's not a prom picture. It's not a homecoming photo. You guys aren't getting fucking married. Fronts facing forward.
Yep. Give me that Christian side hug, as the old song says.
Right? And guys, if you take photos with a little bit of etiquette, which, by the way, fun fact about etiquette, I went to get my fucking cavity fixed this past weekend over at the dentist, and I explained to him, I was like, hey, let me ask you a question, because I talked about this on my podcast not too long ago from my last show about about dentist etiquette. And the dentist and the hygiene are like, what do you mean by etiquette? I'm like, do you guys ever pay attention or notice like what patients are doing with their hands while you're working on them? If it's like cross over the stomach, on the pockets, armrests, what have you, or where their eyes are looking. And the dentist is like, well, the magnifier that I use is, just has me focus on the teeth, but I never really noticed it. And the hygienist is like, I never noticed that either, but now I'm going to have to, pay attention to that. So I'm excited. I told him, like, listen, I'm going to be back in a couple of weeks for another appointment. You're going to have to give me an update on what people are doing with their fucking hands.
Yeah.
So,
I'm curious.
Let's try this real quick. Hold on a second. Anyways, etiquette. Etiquette for guys who want to get photos with cosplayers, with other cosplayers. Your arm does not go below the middle of the back.
Yeah.
You keep it wrapped around shoulder blades. You don't fucking go for the hip or the waist. That's fucking weird and creepy.
Word.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if this person answers their phone. See if this, I bet I got a fucking fuck you button again too, because this person never answers their phone. I don't think I'm well loved. Is that my problem? Like, do people just not want to talk to me on the phone?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated
fuck.
voice messaging system.
God. It's got to be me, right?
I don't know. Maybe it's the time.
It's only 9 o'clock.
I don't know how late people answer their phones. I usually don't answer mine after like 8:30 unless it's an emergency.
Mm. Well, what if this was an emergency?
You'd call twice.
I'm not
Or
calling
leave a
twice.
voicemail the first time.
I'm not calling twice. There was one day where I want to do this show where I get so drunk I just call the exes on my fucking phone.
That'd be fun.
Right? Just like, listen, I've been drinking, but I'm also recording this. Why did you stop loving me? What did I do? Fucking Hilton Louise, the zombie with a shotgun. I forgot I got their number on my phone.
Oh, yeah. We're
Yeah.
going to get him on again soon. What's the difference between a promo code and a discount code?
Yeah, we got to mention it. So we talked about that as we were at C2E2, and I want everyone to know the difference as well. So for the longest time, we kept referring to Freaknet as a promotional code. And a lot of it had to do with, like, Dappertize and ballwash.com. Because when it comes to a promo code, it's a promotional code that's given out to people to use the product for the first time. So if we were to say, hey, go to use the promo code Freaknet Studios or Freaknet at CarterComics.com, you'll save 10% on your order. That implies that it's a one-time use. And that's not the case here. Because we have an amazing agreement with CarterComics.com where we don't have a promo code. We have what is called a discount code. And that is an indefinite and infinite amount of uses fucking code. I don't know what's the proper way of saying it. Is it an indefinite amount of uses? Like how would I phrase that, Joe?
Yeah, indefinite.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Yeah. I think I was fine until I tried to use the word infinite. But I think it's an infinitant, whatever. You can use the code over and over and over and over as many times as you fucking want. And it will work every single time. So if you guys are looking to stock up on some comics and you spend let's say $500 this month at CarterComics.com, use that promo code, you're going to save yourself $50. So, awesome. You just saved yourself $50 fucking dollars. Well then, maybe a couple months from now, you're like, hey, I got to add more comics to my collection. You go on, you buy $600 worth of comics. If you use the promo code, it will work. And then boom, instead of spending $600, you're going to spend $540. So
nice.
Right? See, I'm doing that math in my fucking head.
Mm-hmm.
I think it pans out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's
Excellent.
right.
Yeah, it sounds right. So it's a discount code. It's a code that you could use as many times as you want for as long as you want, as long as Carter Comics is a sponsor of our podcast, and we do so well that I think this agreement, this relationship is going to last quite some time. So we encourage you to use the code because it's not a one-time use, one-time only kind of thing. If you just want to buy one comic, I mean, they got comics for like $30, $40. If you want to buy one fucking comic, go ahead and pick up that $40 fucking comic. It's only going to cost you $26 at that point. And then maybe down the line, if you want to spend a little bit more, the promo code's still going to use. It's 10% on the entire cost of the order. So, spend the money, save the money, use the money to buy more comics.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I think I explained that right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, Joe, I want to run something by you, and I want to kind of get your feelings on this because it intrigues me when I heard about it.
All
right. CDC guidelines were updated for COVID.
Yeah.
Have you heard about these?
I haven't heard a lot. I've heard a little bit.
All right, so I want to see if I can look it up real quick because it was on a TikTok video, and I really don't want to fucking read the TikTok, or I don't want to play the TikTok video over the recording. I mean, I could. Not like they're gonna fucking trademark it or some shit. I doubt the person who did the video is gonna fucking find this or anything. But one of the intriguing things that I found out about it, I was kind of confused by, is that You know what? Hold on a second. Let me try to do this real quick because at least I know where it is if I do it this way. So give me 1 minute. You know, I gotta stop watching fucking like cleavage fucking girls on TikTok because all the videos I get now are just fucking sluts. In the nicest way possible, of course, but
Yeah.
they're all sluts. Okay. So they're talking about the COVID update. It happened a couple of days ago. I really wish I could read this better. So, those exposed to the virus are no longer required to quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think what that means, like, if you get the virus, you still got quarantine. But the thing is, if you come in contact with somebody who has the virus, you don't have to quarantine unless you show symptoms.
That sounds right.
It's no longer recommended to screen those without symptoms. So, if you don't have symptoms, you no longer have to be required to be screened or temp checked or whatever the hell it is.
Nice.
Let's see, where else the other thing. Students can stay in class after being exposed to the virus. So again, if students are at home and their parents have COVID, as long as they're not showing symptoms, they're allowed to stay in school. And then the other one was unvaccinated people now have the same guidance as vaccinated people, which I never really thought that was a difference. But
I honestly don't know.
But everyone seems to make it so that's the biggest thing. It's like vaccinated, unvaccinated people. Like there was no one was really. I'm trying to remember now how the old guidelines, because I mean I only hear about them. I don't really pay attention to them on a daily basis. But I don't think there was any other than getting the vaccinations. There was no you're allowed to do something I wasn't. It was just the convention stuff, right? Like only certain places, hey, in order to get in here, you have to be vaccinated.
I honestly don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I just want to get your thought on the new updates and everything because it kind of seems like we're
yeah.
We mentioned how the norm seems so far away, but now it seems like it's getting closer.
Yeah, that actually doesn't sound as bad as I feared.
Yeah.
Granted, I still, I don't love how we've really just given up. That kind of bums me out. But beyond that, I mean, that seems about right. I mean, almost everybody's gotten it at this point. Most likely anyway. And, even if you are vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, we've gotten to the point where it's treatable enough that almost nobody is dying from it. Compared to highs, I mean, it's still like, I don't know, couple thousand people a month or something like that. But that's, it didn't have to be this way, but it's not horrible compared to what it was when we were having like a 9/11 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's actually pretty reasonable. I was worried that they rolled it back even further than that. The only thing I don't love is they still haven't really required schools to update their filtration systems. Mm-hmm. And so I still don't love the fact that students are going to be exposed a lot more easily. And especially now it sounds like even more easily because, they're kind of dropping all protections for schools now. It sounds like. So.
Gotcha.
But other than that, I don't know. It actually doesn't sound that bad. Sounds about right.
Well then, why don't we bring back an old game we haven't played in a while? Do a little quick segment of My Corona.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm going to read these. CDC guidelines that have been updated. We'll go Corona Light, saying that they're not taking it as serious as they should, or we'll do Corona. What's the other one? Corona Extra.
Mm-hmm.
So Corona Light, they're not taking it as serious as they should. Corona Extra is they're taking it way too seriously, or we'll go with the Premier, where it's just perfect. Sound good?
Yeah.
Excellent. Continuing to promote the importance of being up to date with vaccinations to protect people against serious illness, hospitalization, and death. protection provided by the current vaccine against symbiotic infection, symptomatic infection. There we go. Mm-hmm. No venom shit going on. Right. And transmission is less than that against severe disease and diminishes over time, especially against the currently circulating variants. For this reason, it is important that you stay up to date, especially as new vaccines become available. Updating its guidelines for people who are not up to date on COVID vaccines on what to do with exposure. But maybe I'm not reading the right thing. No, wait, here we go. Recommend that instead of quarantining, if you are exposed to COVID-19, you wear a high-quality mask for 10 days and get tested on day 5.
Oh, yeah, that seems... this is just if you're exposed. You have no symptoms?
It says, yep, recommend that instead of quarantine, if you were exposed. Not showing symptoms, just exposed.
Yeah, I think that's premier. I think that's fine. And I like that you're getting tested at 5 days. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, because I think somewhere in here it says like you're most contagious on the first 5 days.
Yeah.
Reiterating that regardless of vaccination status, you should isolate from others when you have COVID-19. You should also isolate if you are sick and suspect that you have COVID-19, but do not yet have the test results. If your results are positive, follow CDC's full isolation recommendations. If you are negative, you can end your isolation.
Yeah, that seems. I think that sounds premier to me. That sounds fine.
Recommending that if you test positive for COVID-19, you stay home for at least 5 days. Isolate from others in your home. If you are likely most infectious during I don't know why I made that sound like something else. You are likely most infectious during these first 5 days. Wear a high quality mask when you must be around others at home or in public.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I do wish that it came. I mean, obviously they don't have the power to do this, but I wish it came with better sick days.
Yeah.
You know, guaranteed or mandatory sick days on the part of employers or whatever. So I guess on that part I might lean toward light, but otherwise, yeah, that's premier's fine.
Yep. If after 5 days you are fever free for 24 hours without the use of medication and your symptoms are improving, or you never had symptoms, you may end isolation after day 5, which we agreed is fine. Regardless of when you end isolation, avoid being around people who are more likely to get sick from COVID-19 until at least day 11.
Gotcha. That's, on in a perfect world, I think that's premier. I think that's fine. I think we're in an imperfect world, and so you might not know who is more likely or less likely to get it from you. Mm. And so on those grounds, I might go towards light. But yeah, I mean, if the data is showing that you're not really contagious after day 5, then there's really no reason to continue to isolate at that point, as long as you're not showing any other symptoms and you don't have a fever. That seems reasonable.
Recommend that you had severe illness or have a weakened immune system. Consult your doctor before ending isolation. Ending isolation without a viral test. A lot of these seems like they're more just talking about quarantine.
Yeah, this feels like common sense too. Like,
yeah,
if you're at risk, yeah, to consult your doctor before you do things. It seems straightforward. Premier.
Yeah,
feels like common sense. I've never been accused of having that, but.
So it seems like the biggest thing that has changed is that you don't have to worry about quarantining if you come in contact with somebody who has it unless you're showing symptoms.
Yeah.
It seems like that's the biggest change. Everything and again, like a lot of this shit, it's still up to the discussion of like business owners and stuff. They're required to wear the mask. I mean, a lot of C2E2, they recommended the mask. They didn't make it a requirement, but there were some panels that if you wanted to interact with them, you had to wear a mask and everything.
Yeah.
So as we move forward, it seems like the norm is coming around, which is exciting. Now we just got to make sure the monkeypox doesn't become a big ass thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. On that front, I do think that it's it feels so weird to say this, but we're kind of lucky that it seems to be hitting the gay community first. And normally I wouldn't say that, but like I'm saying this on like I follow a few gay journalists and stuff who are talking about this and being like, no, it is important. You've got to focus on the communities that are getting it, and right now this is the community that's getting it. And I would say the good thing about it is that this is a group of people who are always getting tested. They're always making sure that their health is right. AIDS was such a big problem for so long that they've already, it's a norm in the community to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and that you're isolating or protecting yourself and your partners. So in some ways, I think that it seems unlikely that it will be as bad as COVID or as widespread, simply because the community that it's in right now is not a community that's going to spread it widely. So, good news there.
Yeah. I was just looking it up, and it says as of August 12th, there has been a total of 34,448 confirmed cases in over 82 countries. So compared to COVID, that's fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Which also, I see that this has been a thing since fucking 1970.
Yeah, we've had plenty of time to prepare, and it's frankly very, very wild that we just let our stock of vaccine expire. It's nuts.
Perfect.
It is nuts. We really, really have our shit together, is what it seems like.
Right. God, excellent.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, what's so hard about just keeping precautionary shit around for,
Right. Well, and especially when like that's the thing, like 100% of the world's like infectious disease doctors were like, oh yeah, the thing we have to watch out for is a biological attack where somebody comes in and breaks a vial of super smallpox or whatever, and suddenly the whole country's got smallpox and we all die. Like that's the nightmare scenario that for years that's what like gets referenced in books and movies and TV shows. And in spite of that, they've done nothing to prepare. And it's just like guys, this is why no one trusts you.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so there's a place, I can't remember what you might know exactly what I'm talking about as I describe it, but there's a place in the world that has every single plant stored underground, right?
Yeah, it's I believe it's in Norway.
Norway, okay. I kept thinking like Sweden or Switzerland or some shit, but Norway sounds right.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, I think it's Norway. It could be Sweden. It's one of the far northern Scandinavian countries.
Yeah. Well, don't you think that they should have a place somewhere where they store every single vaccination or some shit just to have it in case?
Yeah, you'd think. You think
there's a place where they like it's called like the Ark, where they store like every single kind of animal?
I don't know.
Should.
I think they were talking about doing that. Something similar.
You know what I thought about the other day, and we could we'll wrap up the show after this. I had this thought. Household pets.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a wild hamster?
I haven't. I know that they exist, but I have not seen one.
Right. Like, I know there's prairie dogs. That's pretty damn close. But, like, a guinea pig, a gerbil, a hamster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where the fuck do those things come from where they could be, like, considered wild animals?
Yeah. Guinea pigs are South American. I know that.
What? Are they really?
Yep. Yeah, they're actually, they're like chickens in Peru. That's where they existed in the wild, but then they were bred to be basically food stock for Peruvian cooks.
Oh, lifespan of a hamster is only 1 to 2 years.
Yeah. Nice. I'd eat a guinea pig, I think, if it was prepared well.
You'd eat a guinea pig?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, if it was served to me, or I could order it at a restaurant, I'd give it a shot.
Oh, you fucking monster. What the fuck? I need a guinea pig. There are 26 different species of hamsters living in the wild around the world, although not always in huge numbers. The Syrian hamster, which is often referred to as the teddy bear hamster, is probably the one most of us are familiar with. There aren't a huge number of Syrian hamsters living in the world today, but they are still there along with the hamster cousins who live in several locations across the world. The wild hamsters of Syria. To protect them from the heat, Syrian hamsters have very deep burrows, sometimes the burrow as far as 10 meters. It's not just in your home that a Syrian hamster needs to be by itself. It happens to be the wild too. Each hamster has its own burrow and territory, and they get very angry if another hamster tries to take over their ground. Wild Syrian hamsters are listed as vulnerable due to the reduced numbers. God, we gotta do a show on hamsters. We still gotta do a show on that one fucking actor too. Oh man, ideas. But in the meantime, Joe, what are you freaking thinking about?
I am freaking thinking about The Sandman on Netflix. It's a new show. I think it dropped like a few days ago, maybe a week ago, something like that. But it's based off of a graphic novel series of the same name from Neil Gaiman, who did Good Omens and American Gods and a few other things. He's really well known, really popular author. But great show. Really enjoying it on Netflix. It's the concept is it follows the King of Dreams as he does things. And it's fun. It's a really enjoyable show, and it's really well told and really well shot. And one thing I didn't know is that it's part of the DC universe. So like John Constantine is in it in the book, in the comic books, but they've swapped him for a female version, a gender bent version, in this. And so Jenna Coleman plays Joanna Constantine. And she's excellent in it. I really like Jenna Coleman. She was in Doctor Who. She also, I believe, played the Queen in The Crown recently.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think that was her. But yeah, it's a good show. We've really enjoyed it. It's only 10 episodes. We've got 2 more, but it's been fun. So I recommend it. The Sandman. What about you? What are you freaking thinking about?
Actually, I've been thinking about this article. I actually wanted to talk to you about it on this show, and I guess it's gonna be my freaking thinking about topic. I read this article stated Dunkin' worker takes customers pay it forward money and keeps it as a tip. And apparently that's a very common thing that's actually happening with the pay it forward stuff. So I decided that I'm never going to do that again.
What is I don't even know what is the pay it forward thing a real thing even?
Yeah. You never done that or had that done to you?
Mm-mm.
You know what it is, right?
No.
Oh. You get a cup of coffee. You say, hey, I want to pay for the person behind me.
Oh, okay. Like, as you're going through the drive-through or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Gotcha.
Or like you get to the drive-throughs, they hand you your coffee and like, oh, the person in front of you paid for yours, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I like to pay for the person behind me.
Oh, gotcha. Nice.
Usually a lot of people like they'll just give cash and stuff like, hey, just put this towards the next person's like, thing. And I've done that a couple of times where like I'll go through drive-through and my bill will be like 16 whatever, and I'll give them a 20. I'm like, just take the change and put it to the person next to me and stuff like that.
Oh,
well,
nice.
apparently a lot of people who are doing that, the employees of these restaurants are keeping the money.
Yeah, all right. I don't have a problem with that.
You don't have a problem with the person keeping the money?
No.
Well, it's stealing.
I mean, no, it's still being paid forward. It's just being paid towards somebody's bills instead of a person who doesn't need it having their coffee paid for.
It's stealing, Joe.
I don't believe in stealing. So
What do you mean you don't believe in stealing?
Well, I don't believe in stealing in this instance.
But it's
not
stealing.
No, it's not.
It's harbison stealing.
I mean, once you've given them the money, it's not like they put it into the system right away.
They put it in their pocket, Joe.
Yeah.
It's stealing.
From who? Who are they stealing from?
From the guy who gave them the money for a specific reason. It's not like it's not like the guy, went to the window and said, 1644, said, here's a 20, keep the change. Yeah, keep the money. Because he told you to keep the change. But when he says, give it for this, and then they keep it? That's stealing.
I just don't see it as stealing. You've given them cash.
Yeah.
It's unmarked, and it's in their hands to do with what they will, now that they have it. Possession is 9/10 of the law. So they have it in their hands, and so they don't have to do that. It's a suggestion at that point.
All right, let me ask you this question and see if we agree on this at least. If I pulled up to a drive-thru and my bill was $10, and I said, how much is the person behind me? And they said $8.75, and I gave them a 20 and said, cool, I want to pay for mine and them. And she said, okay, and I said, keep the change. And I drove away, and that next car pulled up, and they still charged them. Is that stealing?
I don't think so.
That's 100% stealing.
I don't think so.
If I was to pay for mine and the person behind me, knowing that I'm giving them a total amount for both, and then they just charged mine, kept all that money, and then that next person pulled up and charged them for theirs, then they just stole from me.
They didn't, because you gave them the money, and then they chose to do with it what they wanted to do with it.
They chose to steal it because instead of paying for the person behind me, like I said they should have, they didn't.
Yeah, like you said they should have.
Yeah, but they didn't, so it's stealing.
I disagree.
Oh, you're nuts, Joe. Oh, you're nuts.
Did the person behind you know that you were paying for them?
Well, no, that's not the whole concept of paying it forward.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they didn't know that they were being paid for.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't affect their life in any way. You still feel like you did something good for somebody. And probably you did more good than you would have done by paying for food that somebody else ordered, knowing that they could pay for it. Because probably working at Dunkin' Donuts, you're not making enough to pay your rent or feed yourself or both. And so you probably helped somebody keep their lights on rather than feeding somebody who didn't need to have their meal paid for.
Joe,
I think you've actually done more good by having been quote unquote stolen from than you would have done by paying it forward.
If I went to your church and I took money out of the offering plate because I needed to pay my bills, is that stealing?
No.
If I took the money in the offering plate, that's not stealing?
It's not my money.
What's the money for the church?
And what is the purpose of the church?
I honestly don't know what churches do with money.
It's to serve people. And so I think if you need the money that badly and you take it, it does not bother me. It would probably bother some of my congregants, but
what if I took that money? What if I took that money just to go out drinking?
Who am I to judge?
But I mean, is it still justified to take the money if I just needed money to go out and enjoy the night?
I don't know what you're doing with it, so I don't care. That's between you and God. If you're not comfortable doing it, that's your problem.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be comfortable doing it, but I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody took somebody $7, I bet they're not going to put it towards ComEd.
I mean, I don't know.
Ah, Joe, you crazy, man.
Maybe they would be able to buy lunch with it. And then
you're one of those fucking people that thought Robin Hood was a good guy, don't you?
He was a good guy.
Robin Hood was a good guy. He stole from the rich and gave to the poor.
Yeah, man.
Which technically was stealing. He's a criminal, but he did it for the right reasons, I guess.
Right?
I don't know, Joe. If I give somebody money to pay for somebody behind me and they don't do it, it's stealing, man.
I understand you feel that way, and I can see why you'd feel that way. I just don't feel the same.
I mean, isn't that what the definition of stealing is?
I don't know that I have a good definition for stealing, to be honest.
I'm looking it up right now because now I'm curious. The action or offense of taking another person's property without permission or legal right and without intending to return it. Theft. So let's look up theft. The action or crime of stealing. Oh, that's just
that's circular.
Larceny. The theft of personal property. No, that's not it. Pilfering. Stealing typically things of relative little value. Okay, so they're pilfering me. They're a pilfer. I won't go with stealing. Pilfer. They're a pilfer. Anyways.
I'll allow that. That's there. That's specific enough and odd enough and small enough in denomination. I'll allow it.
Yeah. Well, just to everyone out there in the world, don't steal from a fucking church. It's just rude.
Yeah, please don't. I mean, I appreciate that, but, you know.
Yeah.
But if you really need it, who am I? Also, most of my people give stuff in checks, so you're not going to get very far.
True that.
So.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Every week our listeners could catch Cartoon Joe here on this freaking show. But if an hour of Cartoon Joe just isn't enough and they'd like to steal more time from you, where can they go?
If you need more Cartoon Joe, you can find me over at the Geekcast Live podcast at violentpress.com. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Twitter by searching Geekcast Live.
Yeah. And you mentioned gstl.ninja does work again.
It does work again, although we don't. Our new episodes do not go there. It's all our old episodes.
So that's more of the archives now.
Yeah, at this point.
Nice. Guys, make sure you follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, just by searching This Freakin' Show. And catch our shows when they are released on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Podbean, just by searching This Freakin' Show. If you're a content creator out there and you want to come on our show and talk to us about what you do, please feel free to reach out to us at thisfreakinshow@yahoo.com or go to thisfreakinshow.com. Go to the submission section, the contact us section, and send us a message on what you do, who you are, and we'll set something up to have you on here. Don't forget to check out FreakNet Studios on YouTube. We have all our available videos there, plus the haunted cemetery tours of Indiana that will be releasing throughout the entire month of October as we bring back this freaky show for Halloween. If I didn't stutter, it'd be like it was written out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, I think that's everything.
I think so too.
I'm trying to remember, make sure I don't forget anything, but I don't think I really will. FreakNet Studios, follow it on the YouTube, hit the notification bell, shit like that. Hey guys, if you have any ideas on what videos you want me and Cartoon Joe to do, please let us know. Just not fish sandwiches.
Yeah, we're done with those.
Yeah, still can't have one. Still not there.
Done with those. I would, yeah. Portillo's has veggie dogs now.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do another round of Portillo's. Try different things.
Yeah, I'd do that. Or, I mean, not that I'm like pushing for plant-based stuff, but there's lots of new plant-based stuff out there. Maybe we should try plant-based stuff and see how good it is.
Okay,
how it compares.
Tell me if you agree to this.
Yeah.
Let's get the plant-based stuff and the real thing and see if we can tell the difference.
Ooh, yeah, I'm into that.
We'll get someone to hand us some, and we have to decide if it's plant-based or real. Because I still tell you, that Impossible Whopper, you could probably tell a little bit, but it's not that far off.
It is really close. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But actually, I don't mind plant-based stuff. I mean, fucking, like, when I went to Denny's once in a while back in the day, I get the Boca Burger once in a while because it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, my big thing is just, if it tastes close enough, that's fine, but I don't like things pretending to be what they're not.
Yeah, fuck tofu.
But
I will not eat a tofurkey.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Okay, if you have any ideas for shows, reach out to us, let us know, because we love doing shit, and we want to do more for you. And the best way for us to do things for you is for you to tell us what you want to see. So, that's all I got, guys. As always, I am Travesty.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
And thank you for listening to another episode of This Freakin' Show. I'm out.